From Bristol, I've been modelling for 5 years, coming up to 6 years. I suffer with reactive depression and anxiety. I've had it since I can remember. I done bar work, also I done retail up until I was 18, and when I was 18 I went into bar work. And I loved it, but my mental health and anxiety and stuff got in the way of that, so I had to stop. But yes, I'm not really working at the moment, but I still model. I love modelling. Interacting with people in the community, that's always good. I don't think I really have any other hobbies, to be honest. Yeah, like I said, I've had it since I can remember. I first got diagnosed, I must have been, I don't know how old I was, but I remember I was in about year 3, year 4. I just started that new stage. When you go up from nursery and you're in that second one. And I used to get sent home from school all the time because I used to be sick. People tried to speak to me, I'd have nosebleeds and stuff. I didn't learn anything, didn't really have any friends. And that was obviously because of my mental health. It kind of ruined a lot for me, even as a kid. But then I went to another school, started getting a bit of help with it. But then, I suppose it kind of just got worse as I got older. But then some of my doctors have told me that it's genetic, and then some have just told me that it's just trauma that I've been through. Even as a kid, it's just caused it to come on, and sort of like a PTSD in a way, I suppose, really now. So obviously it affected my job. I can't work anymore because of it. For example, my last job I was in, I started 2018. December I started working there, and it was good to begin with. Obviously I got along with all the staff, my boss and everything, and then come towards at the end of the time of me working there, I just got really paranoid. My anxiety just shot up, and I couldn't help it. I was thinking that people were talking about me. I don't know for anybody else that suffers with anxiety, but for me, when I get too paranoid, I do start to see things that aren't there, but so obviously when I was in work, I was making myself out to be like a crazy woman, really, to the point where they were kind of like, you're not allowed to work. I would start on my boss. If I thought that he was speaking to me in a funny way, I'd snap and I'd just go mental at him, and I'd end up arguing with him. I wouldn't do what the other staff would have to do. Say for example, if there's a staff meeting, I wouldn't go in. I'd just be really paranoid about everything. So it does affect your life in a massive way, I suppose, having anxiety, especially with work. It's hard, really hard. I had another job as well, in another pub, a different pub, and I was there for ages, and my boss was really understanding. If I was having a bad day, they'd either be like, go upstairs, lie down for a minute, let me go in their front room or in their bedroom and just have a kip, or they'd send me home. But then, because obviously with the stuff that I haven't fully been diagnosed for yet, I do get angry and I black out, and I can't remember why, but something happened and got really angry. And I ended up pulling open the fridge in the kitchen and smacking myself on the head with it, and I knocked myself out. And then I came back in a few days after, and they took money out of my check, my pay slip, and I was like, oh, why have you done that? And they were like, come with us. And they showed me what I'd done to the big industrial bin. I can't even remember doing it. I was just so angry. I can't remember why I was angry either, but I got a big kitchen knife and just started. I can't remember what I'd done. It's what they told me that I'd done. And it just got a bit too much for them in the end, so they had to let me go. But they were good for keeping me on for so long. They were really, really understanding. And plus I was seeing my doctor regularly as well, so I was constantly reporting back to them what my doctor was telling me. And technically I shouldn't have been working. My doctor said to me multiple times, you shouldn't be be working. But when you've got depression and anxiety, when you're actually in a job and they do look after you like that, it makes you feel a bit better because you've got something to wake up for. I mean, when you've got depression, you wake up and you go, oh, I gotta go to work. But then when you go to work and you're working with friends and you haven't got to be scared that if you're having a bad day, they're just gonna, get over it. Because they were really good, they did help me, but yeah, just got a bit too much for them, and I can't blame them. I'm not even gonna lie, I smoke a massive amount of weed, and it really does help. It really, really helps. Even with anxiety, I mean, people say that weed causes anxiety, it gives you paranoia and stuff. Because weed is it's like a medicine, and like, say if you take an antibiotic and you're not ill, it's not going to do nothing for you, but if you're ill and you take an antibiotic, it's going to help you, isn't it? Whereas if you're not ill and you smoke weed, it's going to make you ill. Does that make sense? I know it sounds really weird, I'm probably not explaining it in the best way, but that's kind of how I see it. I mean, I smoke it and it helps a lot, because not a lot of people understand it. I mean, like with the modelling and stuff, you've got a network with people, and and especially with me, like when I get anxious, I can't really hide it. I mean, like I do stuff like this, like I constantly rub my hands till the skin comes off. But some people, they're like, oh, she's a bit weird, she's shy, she's this, she's that, and it's just like, no, I'm not. I'm far from shy, I'm a very confident person. It's just when that plays up, there's nothing you can do. Unless I've got a joint on me, then I'll spark up a joint, but you can't always do that, can you? But no, I do think that it needs to be spoke about a lot more. But then again, a lot of people these days have it or say that they have it, and it's hard to tell the difference sometimes, because I do think people need to know a lot more about it than what they do, especially with depression and stuff. Like, I was having a conversation the other day with my stepdad, and I actually ended up falling out with him because he rang me and I was really upset, and he was like, oh, I'll come smoke a joint with you, cheer you up. And so we're just like chilling, we're chatting, and he said, oh, so what's upset you? Nothing, I just feel depressed. But why? Because I do. Like, it's reactive depression. It could be the tiniest thing that's triggered it, and I don't know why. I don't know what. I just feel down. And he was going on and on and on at me like, oh, it's something. You've got to tell me. Why are you not telling me? And it really upset me, because I'm like, well, there's nothing to tell you. Like, he didn't understand. Like, he was like, well, something must have upset you, and it's just like, oh no, there's nothing. I could have had the best day, I could have won the lottery, but I'd still be sad. And yeah, not a lot of people understand that. I feel sometimes my doctor just tries to fob me off with mirtazapam and propranolol, and I hate them. I think that's just what you give someone if you just want them to shut up and go away. Like, especially the propranolol, like they told me, oh yeah, it helped with your anxiety. When I was 18, I got myself into a bit of a tricky situation, and I was really scared, and I had those tablets on me, and I thought, right, just take a couple, you'll be fine. And I took a couple, nothing happened. I was still really, really scared, and with my anxiety, it causes me to like have accidents, and so I was just trying to get rid of it as soon as I could. I was with people, who didn't want nothing to happen. I must have took this whole box of propranolol and it didn't do nothing. Like, you'd think you feel sleepy or something, wouldn't you? Like, nothing. And then, so I stopped taking those. And the mirtazapam, they make you gain weight, and they make you sleepy, and they make you depressed. I know they say, oh yeah, you take antidepressants, it makes you depressed, for the first couple of weeks until it kicks in or whatnot. But with that was crazy. I was on it for so long, and I thought after a couple of months of being on it, it started working, but it never. It was just something to knock you out, and just take your mind off of it. So with that sort of medication, when they give you that, I don't agree with it, but I have took medication in the past that's really, really helped. But they won't prescribe it to you. I like, because it's addictive and stuff, isn't it? But, you know, with some of it, I think they just give it to you, they're like, shut up, go away, there you go. But you can tell when they're actually listening and they pay attention, because they do give you medication that does help. But that's personally for me, like, some people, they don't need medication. Like, some people just need to chat. Like, my mum, for example, she was really depressed for a while. And she had, like, talking therapy and stuff, and it really helped her. And she never took any medication, and she's, like, she's great now, she's really happy. But my nan, when she got depressed, she didn't want to take any medication because she takes enough herself, you know, being, like, elderly and stuff. But no, it got a bit too much, and she figured out that she couldn't do it without the medication. So yeah, I'm quite mixed on it. I don't know, sometimes I think I go into the doctors and they think I'm lying just to get medication. And it's just, I don't want medication, I want help. I don't care whether that be, I don't know, to put me on a course for like a month to go and, like, I don't know, just do anything other than wait around for it to sort itself out, I suppose. Like, if you look at memes online and stuff, it is say, like, if you're feeling this and that, then you've got depression, you've got anxiety, you've got BPD. And it's like, well, no, because you could wake up and feel all of that in one day and not feel it the next day. But that's just a mix of emotions. I mean, everybody gets that. It doesn't mean that you're mentally ill. Even the job centre, because obviously I've got to go there now. And they're like, oh, well, you need a sick note, you need to come into these meetings. And it's not that easy. Like, I mean, it was okay to come here today and meet you. I mean, we were speaking online first of all. I know exactly what was going to happen. But with a job centre, every time I go in there, I cry. I can't help it. It's like, you know, when you get really frustrated and really, like, worked up, and then you don't feel sad, but you walk into a place and you're just like, oh, and then you just start crying straight away. And I don't know what it is. And, like, I've done a course when I first left school on, like, to help me with my anxiety, so on how to make eye contact with people and stuff like that. But then if you go into a place like that, and because of what I've been taught, so obviously to help me with my anxiety, if I use those when I'm in a place like that, they're going to be like, oh, you're fine. You can look at us properly, you can hold a conversation. It's like, yeah, but it's literally tearing me apart. Like, I'm going to go home and cry my eyes out now. It does take a lot out of you, but you know, they didn't realise, are blind to it, really. I think in reality, it's just the fact that nobody really cares. It's not them, so they haven't got to worry about it. Like I said, they just chuck you on those 2 tablets and then hope that they never hear from you again. Was it just repeat prescriptions? Yeah, don't take mirtazapam or propanol, because everybody I know has had the same experience as me. So yeah, I wouldn't. And don't be so quick to trust your doctor as well. I don't trust many doctors now, because they're judgy, and you tell them one thing and they just make it into their own little, like, sort of thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they make up their own thing for it. Whereas you could be saying to them, I'm depressed. No, you're not. You're just this and that, blah, blah, blah. I had one doctor say to me once I needed talking therapy. And I was like, I could talk for England, I talk to everybody. Like, I'll stop a person in the street and tell them all about my life. I literally do not know when to shut up. I don't need talking therapy, I talk too much. But yeah, they don't listen.